I'm Larry Ingram. My brother was Van Ingram, and he was autistic, and he was the victim of a murder, homicide I should say, at Fairview Development Center. And today is a hearing regarding the operations under Department of Developmental Services, Office of Protective Services, in particular OPS. And I'm here to see that the truth is told regarding how they investigate deaths at the facilities for the disabled. I'm Larry Ingram. I am the... I can't sit down.
If you have something to share, the sergeant's in there.
Thank you. I need them to see this, that's all. I'm Larry Ingram. The photo you're presenting to you was my brother Van Ingram. I was in law enforcement my whole career. I'm 61 years old. I ran the academy, still run an academy. At Grossmont, I certified myself in the state of California. I have my master's degree in human behavior. And when I first learned about my brother's neck being broken, I took faith in the Office of Protective Services. I believed I was dealing with investigators. And quite honestly, excuse my French, it was a bunch of crap. I'm very angry. I apologize. I highly respect you folks, but don't be whitewashed by these people. You need to dismantle that organization. We spent 3 years, Donovan Jacobs, who was an ex-cop and also my attorney, 3 years putting the piece together, established that it was in fact a homicide, no two ways about it, and it was thrown in front of the bus and the case was dumped out because of how poorly OPS investigated the case. They didn't do an investigation. They took one Polaroid picture of his face being hauled out of the residence, and then Teresa DePue, a freaking RN, and Pete Masterson, a security guard who I thought were homicide investigators for the state of California, OPS, took over the case. And I'll always regret that. I'll always regret not doing more for my brother, not investigating our organization more. I really believe that I was doing with other fellow cops. They have no idea what they're doing, and you're wasting your money. You're wasting your money for that organization. Terry Delgadillo, bless her heart, she's right in on it. She's just as big a part of this. They blocked us right from the start. We had a tremendous hindrance from the whole organization, from DDS on down through OPS, and it took us 3 years to put it together, and finally the state tried to buy us off by giving us $800,000 to my 90-year-old mother who's asking what happened, why is the guy still working there, which he is to this day, still working for Fairview Developmental Center when it occurred. And I came into this originally when my brother, had his neck broken, and I believe he might have slipped out of bed until I saw him in bed laying there looking like that, and I was horrified. As a cop, I knew that was not a slip out of bed. After all the experts, including the biomechanical scientist, the coroner, Fukumoto at the time, all said, hey, this is a homicide? No. They go, well, we can't really prove it. We can't show anything. Yes, you could. And yes, they could have. And the proof that we could receive $800,000 from my mother is proof that something went haywire. And OPS, I'm telling you, get rid of them. Reorganize DDS if you want, that'd be fine. But there's graft, corruption, cover-up at every level, and we learned that. I still have a complete belief in the system. I don't believe in the people that run it. It's very, very, very virus.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm also the attorney that represented Van Ingram and his family in the lawsuit against the state of California. And today, what I'm here to offer is a solution to the problem. And the problem is ineffectual criminal investigations that OPS conducts. And the solution is to simply have local law enforcement conduct the investigations. I heard what Mr. Sims said, and I agree wholeheartedly with what he said, that there has to be substantial change in how these investigations are conducted. I also heard what Ms. Morrison said, and I agree with a large percentage of what she had to add. I do disagree with the ability of local law enforcement to conduct these investigations. And that dirty little lie is the way they report abuse in these facilities. They hide the abuse by using what's called an unusual incident report. It happened in our case, and we saw it in other cases that we looked at. Instead of using the state-mandated report form called an SOC 341 report of abuse. So instead of filling out a state form that goes outside the facility and goes up to Sacramento, they use the in-house form, this unusual incident report. Van's broken neck was reported as an unusual incident. But for Larry coming back in several days later and saying, wait a minute, this is an abuse case, I want an SOC 341 filled out, that's when this whole thing started. But for Larry, Van would have died a pauper, buried in a pauper's grave, and nobody would have known that there was an abuse case. But for Larry coming in and making sure everybody knew this was abuse. So forget about the bureaucratic BS you guys just heard today about OPS can do this. Forget about what the union reps were telling you, because everybody here, most of this panel, was concerned about their jobs, protecting these facilities. Because as long as these facilities are open, they keep their jobs. They get a little bad publicity, maybe they fall into the budget cuts, and the facility's gone and the job's gone. That's why they have these dirty little secrets. That's why they're up here politicking and bringing in more experts and doing all that, consultants and all that BS. No, go with the local agencies. Thank you for your time.